Do you know what separates ordinary people from the extraordinary? It's not luck, it's not talent, and it's not even intelligence. It's something so small yet so powerful. It's a 1% difference in mindset. Yes, my friends, just 1%. Because success is not built overnight. It's built every day through tiny, invisible choices that most people never notice. The truth is, everyone wants to change their life, but very few are willing to change their mindset. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The 1% mindset, the mindset that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Small wins create big results. Most people wait for one big breakthrough, one big opportunity, one big moment that changes everything. But life doesn't work like that. Life rewards the small, consistent efforts that no one sees, but everyone feels later. Think about it. When a tree grows, you don't see the roots spreading underground. You don't see the slow push beneath the soil. You don't hear the quiet cracking of the seed as it transforms. But one day you look, and there's a tall, strong tree standing where there was once just dirt. That's the 1% mindset. It's not about doing everything in one day. It's about doing one small thing every day. Let's take an example. You decide to wake up 15 minutes earlier every morning. It doesn't seem like much, right? But in 1 year, that's almost 90 hours of extra time. Time you could use to read, to reflect, to plan, or to work on your dreams. That's 90 hours of self-growth most people will never invest in themselves. When you start your day just a little bit better, your entire day changes. When you improve your health just a little bit each day, your energy transforms. When you control your emotions just a little bit more each day, your relationships become deeper. The secret is this: on those small wins build momentum, and momentum builds miracles. Often most people give up because they look for fast results. They go to the gym for a week, don't see abs, and quit. They meditate for 3 days, don't feel peace, and stop. They start a new habit, don't get praise, and feel it's not working. But what they don't realize is that change doesn't show up immediately. It accumulates silently. Every single small win, every 1% improvement, every quiet moment of effort, they all add up like drops of water filling a pot. And one day, that pot overflows with results, with confidence, with growth. You may not notice the small steps you take today, but your future self will thank you for them. Because those tiny wins, those small acts of discipline, they are building your future behind the scenes. So, don't underestimate your daily efforts. Don't ignore the power of the little things. Your future success will not come from one giant leap. It will come from 1,000 tiny steps taken with consistency, faith, and purpose. Remember, the 1% mindset is not about doing more. It's about doing better, just a little better, every single day. Because the small things you do consistently are far greater than the big things you do occasionally. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize those little wins were never little. They were the foundation of everything you've become. Discipline over motivation. You see, motivation is beautiful, but it's unreliable. It comes when life feels exciting, when things go your way, when your energy is high. But the truth is, motivation fades. It's like a spark. It lights you up for a moment, but unless you keep adding wood to the fire, it dies out. Discipline, on the other hand, is the firewood. It keeps the flame burning, even when the world goes dark. Most people start something with excitement, a new goal, a new dream, a new resolution. They feel unstoppable for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, but then life happens. The weather changes, emotions shift, distractions come, And the same person who said, "I'll never give up," suddenly says, "Maybe later." That's where the 1% mindset separates dreamers from doers. Because the person with discipline doesn't wait to feel like doing it. They just do it. They don't ask, "Am I in the mood?" They say, "I gave my word." And that simple shift changes everything. Let's be honest, you'll never always feel like doing the right thing. You won't always feel like waking up early, or studying, or exercising, or meditating, or being kind. Feelings are temporary, but your values must be permanent. And that's what discipline really is. Doing what's right even when it doesn't feel right in the moment. When you rely on motivation, your life becomes emotional. When you rely on discipline, your life becomes intentional. Imagine a person who only works hard when they feel motivated. Their life will always be inconsistent. Up today, down tomorrow. But imagine a person who works hard because it's part of who they are. Their life becomes stable, reliable, unstoppable. That's the power of discipline. There's a story I love. A young man once asked his teacher, "How do I stay motivated every day?" The teacher smiled and said, "You don't. You stay committed." Because motivation is what gets you started, but commitment is what keeps you going. Every successful person you admire, whether it's an athlete, a monk, a leader, or an artist, they all mastered one thing: discipline. They trained when no one was watching. They showed up when no one cared. They worked quietly while others complained loudly. And that's why their success looks magical to others, but it's just discipline disguised as magic. When you are disciplined, you don't chase feelings. You create habits. You don't wait for the perfect time. You build time. You don't talk about your goals. You live them every single day. Discipline gives your life structure. It's like the spine of your purpose. Without it, everything collapses. Motivation can inspire you for a moment, but discipline transforms your character for life. There will be days when you feel tired, days when you question if it's worth it, days when your mind whispers, "Skip it, no one will know." But those are the days that define you. Because in that very moment, when your feelings say no and your principles say yes, that's where strength is built. That's when your future self is being formed. Don't depend on motivation. It's a guest that visits sometimes. Depend on discipline. It's a friend that stays forever. The 1% mindset is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up consistently. Even when it's hard. Even when it's boring. Even when no one notices. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you grow a little stronger. Every time you choose consistency over convenience, you build a little more character. Motivation might make you feel good today, but discipline will make you proud tomorrow. And when you look back, you'll realize it wasn't the days you felt inspired that changed your life. It was the days you stayed disciplined even when you didn't feel like it. Progress, not perfection. So many of us delay our dreams not because we can't start, but because we want to start perfectly. We wait for the right time, the right mood, the right confidence. But perfection is an illusion, a trap that stops more people than failure ever will. Perfection whispers, "You're not ready yet." It tells you that you need to know more, do more, be more before you begin. And so, days pass, months pass, even years pass, and you're still waiting for everything to feel right. But here's the truth: it will never feel right. Progress never feels perfect while it's happening. The 1% mindset doesn't chase perfection, it chases progress. Because perfection looks impressive, but progress builds transformation. Think about a baby learning to walk. They stumble, fall, cry, get up again, and take another step. If that child waited to walk perfectly before trying, they'd never move at all. But because they take imperfect steps, they eventually learn balance. That's what growth looks like. Messy, awkward, uncertain, but real. You see, in the real world, nothing ever begins perfectly. The best speakers once stuttered. The best artists once painted terribly. The best leaders once made mistakes that embarrassed them. But they kept going. They didn't chase flawless. They chased better. And that's the secret. To just be better than you were yesterday. Not the best in the world, but the best in your world. Perfection is ego-driven. It wants applause. Progress is purpose-driven. It wants growth. Perfection makes you anxious. Progress makes you grateful. Perfection compares you with others. Progress compares you with yourself. When you aim for perfection, you judge yourself harshly for every flaw. But when you focus on progress, you celebrate your small wins. And those small celebrations keep your energy alive. There's something deeply peaceful about saying, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. That's progress. That's growth. That's evolution. The problem with perfection is that it hides behind fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being seen as less. But when you let go of the need to be perfect, you gain something far greater. The courage to be authentic. You stop performing for approval and start working for purpose. Progress means taking action, even when it's messy, even when it's not ready, even when you're scared. Because imperfect action will always create more results than perfect hesitation. When you focus on progress, every mistake becomes a teacher. Every setback becomes feedback. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. Because progress understands something perfection never will. That mistakes are not proof of weakness. They're proof of effort. You grow not by avoiding failure, but by walking through it. Every time you fall and rise, you gain wisdom. Every time you stumble forward, you grow stronger. Progress is the quiet voice inside you that says, keep going. It doesn't demand that you be perfect. It just asks you to keep moving. One more step, one more try, one more day. And that's what makes life beautiful. Not the flawless moments, but the growing ones. The moments when you doubted yourself but showed up anyway. The days when you felt small but chose to stand tall. The nights when you failed but promised to try again tomorrow. So don't wait for perfect. Start where you are, with what you have, and keep going. Because perfection is an illusion that lives in your imagination. But progress is the reality that builds your future. And one day, when you look back, you'll see that your imperfect steps created something far more meaningful than perfection ever could. A life of courage, resilience, and real growth. Remember this, the world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your progress. Consistency beats intensity. In the beginning, we all start with fire. We get excited, we feel inspired, we make promises to ourselves. From today, I'll change everything. And for a few days, we go all in. We wake up early, we work harder, we push limits. But slowly, the fire starts to fade. The excitement turns into effort. The effort turns into exhaustion. And then one day, we stop. Not because we're weak, but because we were never consistent. We were only intense. Intensity burns bright, but it burns out fast. Consistency burns slow, but it never stops burning. When you look at truly successful people in any area of life, you'll notice something remarkable. They aren't always the most talented, the most intelligent, or even the most motivated. They are simply the most consistent. They do what they said they would do, not once in a while, but every single day. A person who reads 10 pages a day will finish more books in a year than someone who reads 100 pages once a month. A person who exercises 15 minutes daily will become stronger than someone who trains intensely for 2 weeks and then quits. The results don't come from the size of your effort. They come from the stability of your effort. Consistency is the bridge between goals and growth. It's like water dripping on a rock. 1 drop does nothing, 10 drops do nothing. But over time, that same water can carve through stone. It's not the force of the drop that matters. It's the persistence of it. Most people fail not because they lack effort, but because they stop showing up. They try hard for a short time, don't see instant results, and then lose faith. But progress doesn't reward the impatient, it rewards the steady. Consistency is not glamorous. It's often boring. It's waking up early when you don't want to. It's doing the work when no one claps. It's choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. It's showing up on days when you don't see results, trusting that one day you will. And that's where the 1% mindset becomes powerful. It teaches you that every small, consistent action is a seed. You might not see the tree today, but the roots are growing beneath the surface. Every day you show up, even for 5 minutes, you are strengthening those roots. People often think success requires massive change. But massive change comes from micro consistency. A little progress done regularly outperforms a burst of effort done rarely. Because consistency doesn't depend on how you feel. It depends on who you choose to be. Think of your favorite musician. They didn't become great after one practice session. They played every day. Sometimes when they didn't want to. They missed parties. They faced criticism. But they showed up every single day. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. It means forgiving yourself for the days you fall and still getting back up tomorrow. It means understanding that missing once is normal, but quitting is not. Intensity says, I'll do everything now. Consistency says, I'll do something every day. And guess which one wins in the end? The one that never stops moving. The secret to building the life you want is not found in sudden bursts of effort. It's found in quiet daily dedication. The kind of effort that no one notices. The kind of commitment that builds silently. Because when you're consistent, the world starts trusting you. Your mind, your body, your habits. Everything starts aligning with your direction. You become predictable to your own destiny. There will be days you feel nothing is changing. Days when you question why you're even trying. But that's when you remind yourself, consistency is not about immediate results. It's about cumulative transformation. If you stay consistent, results will chase you. They may not come today or tomorrow, but they will come because life always rewards persistence. It just takes time to see it. So stop chasing intensity. Don't wait for those rare moments of extreme motivation. Instead, create a rhythm of quiet daily effort. Be the person who does what they said they would do, even when no one's watching. Because in the end, greatness is not built in a single powerful moment. It's built in thousands of ordinary ones, repeated, refined, and remembered. Intensity makes you good for a day. Consistency makes you unstoppable for life. Feed your mind positivity. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow, whether it's flowers or weeds, peace or poison, hope or fear. Every thought you entertain, every word you repeat to yourself, every piece of content you consume, it's all a seed. And over time, Those seeds shape your mindset, your emotions, and eventually your entire life. You can't grow a positive life with a negative mind. Yet so many people water their minds with worry, doubt, gossip, fear, and self-criticism, and then wonder why they don't feel happy or confident. The truth is simple. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner dialogue. Whatever dominates your mind will design your destiny. Just like your body becomes what you eat, your mind becomes what you feed it. You wouldn't eat junk food every day and expect to stay healthy. So why consume mental junk and expect peace? Every news headline that fills you with anxiety, every conversation that drains your energy, every social media post that makes you feel less than, these are the toxins of the mind. And the only antidote is awareness and choice. You must choose what you allow into your mental space. Consciously, carefully, courageously. Start by becoming aware of your mental diet. Ask yourself, what do I read? What do I watch? Who do I listen to? What kind of people do I spend my time with? Because every single one of these things is shaping you quietly, without your permission. If you constantly listen to negativity, you start believing life is against you. But if you surround yourself with hope, growth, and gratitude, you start believing that life is guiding you. Positivity is not pretending that problems don't exist. It's believing that solutions always do. It's not ignoring pain. It's choosing not to live there. It's not blind optimism. It's the courage to see light even when it's dark. Feeding your mind positivity means training yourself to look for blessings, not burdens. To see possibilities instead of problems. To notice what's good even when everything else feels hard. Because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at start to change. You can't stop negative thoughts from knocking on your door. But you can stop them from moving in. When the mind begins to spiral into fear or self-doubt, pause and replace those thoughts with something empowering. Tell yourself, this moment is temporary. I've handled worse. I can learn, I can grow, I can rise. The mind listens to repetition, so speak what you want to believe until it becomes your truth. It's not easy at first, because negativity is loud and positivity is quiet. Negativity screams for attention, but positivity whispers peace. That's why it requires practice. You have to keep tuning your inner radio toward faith, not fear. Think of your mind like a smartphone. If you fill it with too many useless apps, it becomes slow, heavy, and unresponsive. You must clear the clutter, uninstall the mental apps of doubt, comparison, and fear, and keep only what strengthens your focus, joy, and clarity. Spend time with uplifting people, the ones who speak life into your dreams, not those who drain your spirit with complaints. Read books that expand your vision, not just your vocabulary. Watch or listen to content that inspires, not that distracts. Because every voice you allow in your environment becomes a voice in your head. Even your self-talk matters. The words you use with yourself are powerful. Stop saying, I can't, I'm not enough, it's too hard. Instead, start saying, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm getting there. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue, it obeys. Whatever you feed it, it believes. And remember, feeding your mind positivity doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means strengthening your ability to face it. A positive mind doesn't deny storms, it learns how to dance in the rain. It doesn't live in fantasy, it builds resilience in truth. Each day, take a few moments to fill your mind with gratitude. Gratitude is the most powerful nutrient for your mental garden. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's meaningful. Even on hard days, find one thing to be thankful for. Because thankfulness is fertilizer for happiness. The more positivity you plant, the less room there is for negativity to grow. Over time, your thoughts start aligning with peace, your emotions start calming, and your life starts blooming. All because you change the way you feed your mind. So, protect your mind like a sacred space. Don't let just anything or anyone walk in with muddy feet. Keep it clean, keep it peaceful, keep it bright. Because your life will always follow the direction of your dominant thoughts. Feed your mind positivity every single day, through words, through gratitude, through faith, through kindness, and watch how your inner world transforms. Because when your mind is nourished with the right thoughts, your life becomes a reflection of that beauty. Turn setbacks into lessons. Every person you admire today has walked through storms you'll never see. The difference between those who grow and those who give up is not the absence of failure, it's how they respond to it. Life will test you, challenge you, break you open in ways you never expected. But the question is not, why is this happening to me? The real question is, what is this teaching me? When something goes wrong, most people ask, why me? But the one-cent mindset asks, what now? Because every setback carries a message, and if you listen, it becomes a lesson. The truth is, growth rarely happens when everything is easy. Growth happens when life gets uncomfortable. It happens when your plans fall apart, when your heart breaks, when you're forced to rebuild. Those moments of pain are not the end of your story. They are the classroom of your soul. Think about it. The strongest trees are not grown in comfort. They're shaped by storms. Their roots grow deeper because of the wind that tries to tear them down. The same is true for you. Every challenge that shakes you is secretly helping you grow stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. You don't learn to walk without falling. You don't learn courage without fear. You don't learn wisdom without mistakes. The people who keep winning in life are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. When you face a setback, you have two choices. You can either let it define you, or you can let it refine you. You can carry it as a weight, or you can use it as a workout. The same experience that breaks one person can build another, depending on the story they tell themselves. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to be disappointed. But don't get stuck there. Feel it, learn from it, and then move forward with a deeper understanding. Because pain without reflection is just suffering, but pain with reflection becomes transformation. Sometimes, what feels like rejection is actually redirection. Life closes one door not to punish you, but to push you toward the one that's meant for you. But most people stand crying at the closed door so long that they never notice the new one opening. That's why you must train your mind to look for meaning even in the mess. When something fails, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? What strength did this experience reveal in me that I didn't know I had? These questions turn pain into purpose. Every setback has a seed of growth hidden inside it. But you'll only find it if you stop cursing the soil and start cultivating it. The moment you stop seeing problems as punishment and start seeing them as teachers, your entire perspective shifts. You stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start becoming a student of your journey. Remember, the universe doesn't test you to break you. It tests you to prepare you. Every setback you survive adds another layer of strength to your spirit. Every failure you face adds another level of wisdom to your mind. Every heartbreak you heal from adds more compassion to your heart. The road to success is not straight. It's full of detours, dead ends, and difficult climbs. But those moments where you stumble are the exact moments that build your endurance. Without setbacks, there would be no resilience. Without failure, there would be no depth. Without difficulty, there would be no growth. When you fall, don't just get up with a lesson. Don't just move on, move forward with meaning. Because every scar tells a story, and every story has the power to inspire someone else. Sometimes the things you lose are the things that lead you to what you truly need. The job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the plan that failed. They weren't the end. They were part of your redirection towards something higher. You'll never see the full picture while you're inside the frame. But one day, when you look back, you realize that every closed door, every painful moment, every failure was preparing you for something you couldn't see yet. So don't fear setbacks. Welcome them as silent teachers. Let them shape you, not shame you. Let them polish your patience, stretch your perspective, and deepen your strength. The 1% mindset doesn't ask for an easy life. It asks for the courage to grow through the hard ones. Every time you fall and rise again, you rewrite your story. You prove to yourself that you are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary, not because life was kind to them, but because they learned from every challenge it gave. And one day, you'll look back and smile, realizing that the moments that once broke you were the very moments that built you.